GMS years ago spoke out concerning and quoted Deuteronomy 22:28 in certain scriptures concerning rape. And from the way they presented it, the presentation, it was so rough, it was so hard, and GMS was already hard. And the way they presented it and bought it, it made it sound crazy. You see what I'm saying?
Explain the difference. I ain't gonna keep you here too long. I got a couple of more. Explain the difference between Deuteronomy 22. Explain the difference between Deuteronomy 22:28 versus Exodus 22:19. Is Deuteronomy 21:12 rape?
Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Kahalayim La Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakaha Kodash. And double honors to the men of Great Millstone, the elders and apostles and the brethren on down. Shalom Bayat Davada. And to the Akim and Akwat, that's out to repenting. Shalom to you, Mashpachah. The Shahakarab coming at you with a quick one. And you saw it. And I just wanted to make the point, just make a couple points and end it off. Because I was watching the elder apostle Taharim video that he did earlier pertaining to that. And I don't see what's the big deal, and individuals don't get it. Ain't nobody telling no Israelite men, and then they always want to go back and forth on that same topic. It ain't gonna change. It ain't gonna change. Either you understand and believe what the scriptures are saying, or you don't. It ain't gonna change. It ain't gonna change. It's simple, man. And then you taking it as if you telling somebody in this wicked ass Babylonian kingdom right now, you telling somebody to go, basically go take it from a sister. Man, you ain't gotta do nothing like that up in this day and age. These motherfuckers don't matter how old they is. They all motherfucking freaks in this damn place. So don't even think you will even do that. And even if you do, don't do it. Why? Well, we'll get into that. But I just want to go into that first part what that brother was talking about when he says pertaining to the brethren, pertaining to guys in GMS. He said that how they will bring it out be rough and rugged with how they brought it out. But see, that's the problem with a lot of people, because they can't, they want you to, because ultimately they still got that Christian bullshit, that Christianity bullshit in their damn head. With this soft speaking. Oh, wait, you cussed. Wait, no, you cussed. Oh, that ain't right. They got that spirit on them. That ain't gonna get it. Don't you know the Mashiach is an austere man? The things, man, there's so many acts, so many things you can read in the scriptures that are going to that Yahweh is austere. Meaning these things that he told to be done and be carried out. Only an austere person will be able to do that. Some weak-hearted person ain't gonna be able to carry some of them things out that the Most High was saying do. Like, man, these people is weak, man. Weak now. They are weak as hell, man. Mashiach was an austere man where you had individuals, they were scared to ask him things. They were scared to ask him. And then before I go into that Deuteronomy 22, I also want to address that thing that Sinetta asked him. Is Deuteronomy 21:12, is that rape? Well, yeah, technically it is. But that ain't got nothing to do with our people. That's towards the heathen. But we'll get into it. But let's go here first, though. I'm going to grab this one. St. Mark. It's just a few that I want to bring out. St. Mark, the 9th chapter, right? And I could have went into, what's that, Matthew 17th chapter for this transfiguration. But I'm going to go down to the point, 32, right? And what it says, let's go up some. And we're going to start right here. Mark 9:30. And they departed there, and passed through Galilee, and he would not that any man should know it, For he taught the disciples. Now, pertaining to Yahushua, when he was speaking directly to the disciples, he told them plainly. Now, when he spoke to the multitude of our people, he spoke with parables. See? And the thing that's about to be said is not a parable. He plainly told them. Now, if you speaking to somebody in a parable and they ask you to say, I don't understand that, you ain't going to look at them crazy because you know you're speaking to them in a parable and they ain't going to understand probably. So you ain't going to look at them crazy. But if Mashiach telling you something plainly and then you say you don't understand, how do you think he'll look at you? How do you think an austere man will look at you? He would look at you like you got shit all on your face. Like, he'll give you a shitty look. See? But let's read that. Matter of fact, before I do that, let's go here real quick. Mark. What is that? Is that, let me see. Is that Mark 13? And let me see. Is that 11? If I'm not mistaken. Con. But first, let me go down right quick. Let me go down. Because when he spoke to me, let's just go to, what is it, 34? Con. I started 33. Matthew 13 and 33. Another parable spake he unto them. The kingdom of heaven is likened to the leaven, which a woman took, and hid in 3 measures of meal, till the whole was leavened. All these things spake Yahushua unto the multitude of our people in parables. And without a parable spake he not unto them. See? So the multitude of our people, he spoke to them on the parables. So if you didn't understand, he wouldn't have probably gave you a shitty look, because that was the purpose for him speaking a parable to you. So is that you wouldn't get it. See? Then let's go back up to 11 now. Matthew 13:11. And it says what? An explanation. Verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries, the secrets of the kingdom of heaven. But to them it is not given. See? So, hey, Mashiach said what? To the multitude he spoke in parables. Now when he spoke to the disciples, he plainly told them something. Now let's go back to it. Just wanted to make that. Now what it says. And they departed this, Mark 9 and 30, and they departed this, and passed through Galilee. And he would not that any man should know it. For he taught the disciples, and said unto them, The Son of Man, now this thing that he's telling the disciples, he's plainly telling them, ain't no parable. He telling you what's up. The Son of Man, meaning Yahushua Mashiach, is delivered into the hands of men. And they shall kill him. He's telling them what's going to happen. And after that he is killed, he shall rise the 3rd day. Now he told them plainly with that. This ain't a parable. He plainly telling them what's going to happen. But they understood not the saying and were afraid to ask him. Why was they afraid to ask him? Because Mashiach gave them a shitty ass look. Because why? He's an austere man. He ain't gonna play no games with you. He plainly told them. So why was they afraid to ask him? Again, because he looked at them shitty. He gave their ass a shitty ass look like they knew not to. Don't even ask him. Why? Because we look like we must have pissed him off. He gave him a shitty look because how you don't understand what he said? He just said what he said, and he ain't spoke no parable. He plainly told you what was going to happen to me. So how you don't understand that when he telling you this ain't no parable? So Mashiach gave him a shitty ass look. But let's go to that though right quick. St. Luke, 19th chapter. And let's go down to the point, 21 and 20. Matter of fact, let me see. I'm going to start up some. I started 18. And the second came, Matthew 19, St. Luke 19 and 18. And the second came, saying, Lord, thy pound had gained 5 pounds. And he said likewise to him, be thou over 5 cities. Be thou also over 5 cities. And another came, saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I kept laid up in a napkin. Man, he ain't say nothing. He ain't tell nobody. He ain't tell not one Israelite to repent. He ain't going to those. He ain't tell nobody nothing. He just kept quiet. Didn't say nothing. For I feared thee. What did he say right here? For I feared thee. Why would he fear him? Because a lot of people in their mind, you think Yahweh shall look like that old pasty ass, faggot ass motherfucker Cesare Borgia. That ain't no austere look right there. No, an austere look is that Yahweh Mashiach, that brother, that Dyslakia, that motherfucker brother, that dark melanated brown man that don't take no bullshit, that look austere and serious. See, but what it says, for I fear thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou did not sow. And he said unto him, out of thy own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knewest that I was an austere man. What did Yahweh Shah say right here? Not that this person said, I know you was austere, but Yahweh Shah said, he confirmed it. You knew I was an austere man. And I'm reading these because the brother said that, the GMS, because they was how they went into Deuteronomy 22, they was, being hard and stern and rough. And so what? Yahweh Shah was rough. Everything wasn't told to some things that Yahweh Shah said. It offended individuals, but did he care? No. If it offended you, so what? And this truth offends people because of how you is relaying the message. Because you want to hear it, you want to hear it one way. Wait, I don't like how he said he too rough. I'm gonna bite my mouth. I'm gonna bite my tongue for me. We'll bite my tongue. But hey, you gonna get how the Most High put the individual to relay the truth to you, man. It's just that simple. But what he say, you knew that thou knewest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. So what Mashiach say pertaining to that austere? Let's grab it. Let's go down. Let's grab that word austere. Austeros. And it says what? Of mind and manners. Harsh, rough, rigid. Ain't that what he was saying? Man, because they rough and they rough, and because that's the problem with a lot of these people. When the truth is being told to you, you worried more about how the truth is being relayed to you rather than the truth being relayed to you. I wouldn't care how you getting teaching me the truth or telling me the truth, as long as you telling me the truth. See, this truth ain't about who I like and who you like and all this shit. That ain't what it's about. Is the truth being told to you? That's what you should be more concerned with, rather than, do I like this person or not? You should be liking the truth. That's what you should be liking. But that's the problem with our people. They something else, man. They something else. And I don't want this to be long, but let me move on. And it says, and he said unto them, out of thine own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knewest that I was an austere man. Mashiach ain't taking me. He ain't playing no bullshit. That weak ass shit that you show on TV and all of those soft ass shit, motherfucker looking pasty looking motherfucker with hair down his back, blue eyes looking at you laughing with a smile on his face. Get the fuck out of here. That ain't Yahweh Shah. And that's what these people that have been conditioned to do. That weak ass shit. And our people, you the weakest ones out of all these damn people. Because you with this weak, soft, you want this stuff to be told to you as soft as you possibly can receive it. Man, get out of here. But let's move on. See, and what else did that brother say? But matter of fact, let's go on to that one. What did he say? Let's deal with that sonata. What he said, make that statement, said, is Deuteronomy 21 and 12 is about rape. Yeah, technically it is. It is. See, so let's go grab that one and deal with that real quickly. 21. And this is concerning what? Our enemies. Right? Because you ain't finna do this. Ain't talking about how you go deal with the Israelites. No matter if we war with each other back in the day, so what? Fuck all that. We coming into the newness of who we are. You see? But what it says, talking about the heathen, and when it says Deuteronomy 21:10, when thou goest forth to war against thy enemies, and this was talking about war when we warred against our enemies back then, and when we go into the kingdom. This is going to be carried out. Because are we not going to war against those that persecuted us when Yahushua come? Yes. So this is going to be applicable when Yahushua return too. It ain't just pertaining to old days, ancient times. When thou goest forth to war against thy enemies, and the Lord thy power, Yahweh, had delivered them into thy hands, and thou hast taken them captives, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and has a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife. And that beautiful woman, it ain't necessarily talking about somebody that's going to be the same age as you. You can be older, and you will see this captive, this heathen, she could be a younger woman of that particular nation. And you going to do what? You're going to go into her. That captive is going to belong to you. That's going to be your property. But it's a thing on how you must deal with her. She must pass the flower of her age. And we've grabbed that one too. See? But what it says, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and has a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife, then thou shalt what? Bring her home to thy house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails, and she shall put off the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thy house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month. She gonna be crying her ass off. And after that thou shalt go into her, and be her husband, and you gonna be her husband, you gonna own her, she gonna be your property, your lesser wife, concubine, bondmaid, slave woman. See? So technically, yeah, it is. This is rape right here. Why? Because she ain't gonna say, okay, yeah, just give it to me. No. Why do you think, what's the purpose for paring her nails? What you think the purpose for paring her nails for? So you won't get scratched when she tried to so-called resist. Yeah, so this is talking about rape right here, technically. But then again, you can look at it and say, no, it's not, because it's your property. You can do whatever you want with them once they're your property. You can do whatever you want with them. So yeah, literally, yes, rape, but technically it's not, because this is your property. You can do whatever you want with them. See, but I want to address something before I address the rest. But let me see. When you go into this Deuteronomy 21:11, it says, and it says among the captives a beautiful woman. Now, this beautiful woman ain't necessarily got to be somebody your age or older woman. It could be a younger one. See? And I'm going to prove that. Let's go here to Numbers. And ain't nobody talking about running up into no little ass kid. She 10 years old. She a little ass kid. You trying to run up. Man, come on, man. Be realistic. And damn sure ain't nobody telling you to do that right now in Babylon. So motherfuckers is something else, man. And then what he was talking about in Deuteronomy 22, Exodus, we're dealing with Deuteronomy 22, beginning at the verse 25th chapter down to the 28th, 29th verse. It's talking about if this thing happened. The things that's listed in Deuteronomy 22 is telling you, if this thing happened, this is how it's supposed to be dealt with. This is how this situation is supposed to be dealt with. Because it's dealing with adultery. It's dealing with you taking it, a man taking it from forcing himself on one, raping this woman. And it's dealing with these different things. And then it's also telling you on how you're supposed to deal with this situation when it arises. It ain't telling you, yeah, you're supposed to go commit adultery and you're supposed to do this and you're supposed to do this. No, it's telling you when this happens, this is how you're supposed to deal with the situation. If a brother go into this woman and force himself to take this woman and take by force this woman, this is how you deal with this situation. If she have a husband, and if she don't have a husband and he take her and force her and rape her, this is how you deal with this situation. That's all it's telling you. It ain't as if somebody telling you, look, see, you can go out and do this. You can go take her. You see her, she beautiful as fuck. You go ahead and just take her. That ain't what it's saying. It ain't telling you. It's telling you if you did this, when we was in our land, if you did this, this is how you're supposed to deal with this particular situation. Like, damn. Man, don't get it, but let me go here real quick. Numbers 31, dealing with these captives. Let's go down to verse 18, right? And I want to read up a little bit. I'll start at 15. Numbers 31 and 15. And Moses said unto them, have ye saved all the women alive? Behold, these caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit trespass against Yahweh in the matter of Peor. And there, you get that in Numbers 25th chapter. And there was a plague among the congregation of the Lord Yahweh. Now therefore, kill, not murder, kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that had known man by lying with him. But all the women, children, wait, what did it say? This is concerning the beautiful captives, the beautiful women among the captives. And what it says? But all the women, children, that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. So what you gonna keep them alive for yourselves for? What you gonna keep them alive for yourselves for? You already know what you gonna keep the women of those captives alive for yourselves for. Why? Because you gonna wait till this time come, and then you gonna go into them. Let's grab this, 1 Corinthians 7. And let's go down to 31. And I'll start, let me see. No, 36, and let me see. Yeah, 36 and verse 37. I'll start at 35. 1 Corinthians 7 and 35. And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that ye may attend unto the Lord without distraction. But if any man think that he behave himself uncomely towards his virgin, meaning towards that young woman, if she pass the flower of her age and need so require, meaning she have to do this, she have to pass the flower of age, meaning once you'll watch some movies that you'll see the king, and then he got a bunch of little maidens in the house, and then I forgot what that was called, but you saw one of them, she started bleeding, she started having her menstrual. And then she was scared and crying and trying to cover up and hide the sheet that her blood was on. And the other woman came in and called her and said, she's like, what's the problem? She said, oh no, I'm trying to hide this, man. I'm trying to hide this because if the king see that I'm bleeding, he's going to want to start having sex with me. So she was trying to hide it so he wouldn't know. Why? Because what it says, it must needs so require. What you think we going to be in the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua? We going to be kings. See? And this is going to apply in the kingdom. That woman still going to have to wait till she come on. You going to have to wait till she start her menstrual cycle. If she's that young, you still going to have to wait till she start her menstrual cycle before you even go into her. Period. And it ain't about she's 15 and she just starting her menstrual cycle. Oh, I can't go into her because she's 15. No, bullshit. If that's what you choose to do with your property, that's what you choose to do. But dealing with your property, you must wait until that happens, until she's on her menstrual. And once she completes her menstrual, when that's 7 days or whatever, then you can clean her up and you can go right on up into her. Ain't nobody telling you to go do that. Go do it now. Go get one of these bitches. No, anybody telling you to do that now. See? So you hear what it says, but what it says, let's read it again. But if a man think that he behaved himself unkindly towards his virgin young woman, if she pass the flower of her age and needs so require, let him do with what he will. He sinned not, let him marry, meaning let him go into her. See? Period, point blank. But what it says, nevertheless, he that standeth steadfast in his heart, meaning in his mind, having no necessity, but has power over his own will, and has so has so decreed in his heart, mind, that he will keep his virgin, he doeth well. Meaning, look, you want to go into her, you want to go into her. If you don't, yeah, you don't. That's on you. You can deal with her however you see fit. As long as she passes 5 her age, hey, have at it. See? But let me grab this one also before I get to damn shit. Time just keep on ticking. But let's grab this. Leviticus. Going to you can deal with these motherfuckers how you want. Let's go down to the point. Leviticus 25 and 44. I'm gonna start at. And it says what? Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which is the females, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids. Moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall ye buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be your possession, meaning your property. And ye shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you, to inherit them for a possession, property. They shall be your bondmen forever. But over your brother, the children of Israel, shall ye not rule over with another with rigor. So it said we ain't gonna do that and rule over each other with rigor. I mean, if a brother had to do some labor for you and work for you, hey, you're gonna pay him. You ain't gonna treat him as he a servant. You're gonna treat him like a brother. Here, brother, here, take this money, take this, take that. But a heathen, you ain't gotta give him shit, and you gonna rule over them with rigor. Just like those Hamites was ruling over us with rigor. What was they doing? They said, "Oh yeah, any male child that you see of the Israelites that was born, it kill their ass." Didn't it say they ruled over with rigor? What is that rigor? Matter of fact, let's grab that. Meaning harshness, being ruled over harshly. Parak. And what it says, harshness, severity, cruelty. Didn't those Hamites, didn't they rule over us with cruelty? That was a form of them ruling over you with rigor. Didn't it say, and they labored in mortar, brick and mortar, and they ruled over the Israelites with rigor? And what was they doing? Was not they killing us and doing all of those shit? Yeah, all those is a part of you ruling over somebody with rigor. So yeah, if you want to go into that little slave girl of yours that's past the flower of her age, then so be it. See, but let's grab that Deuteronomy 22 and wrap this up and end it off. But let's go down to the point. Because you start at 13. It says, and if any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her and give occasion of speech against her, and this goes into different things. It's talking about different laws. That's why when you go into Exodus 22, it says sundry laws, meaning different laws, right? And it says what? And give an occasion of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and came, and when I came to her, meaning went into her, I found her not a maid, meaning she wasn't a virgin, she was already taken. He telling the lie, though, boy, it says, then shall the father of the damsel and her mother bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hated her. And lo, he had given occasion of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city, and the elders of the city shall take that man and chastise him. I mean, his ass gonna be chastised. He gonna be beat with those 40 stripes. That's the chastisement it's talking about. Now, when you go into this, I'm just going reading down in it. But when you go into that, you go into the core cross references. It's gonna tell you what there is no entry for this verse. It is an entry for this verse, but they just didn't apply it, or they just don't know. What is the punishment for that man that brought up an evil report upon him? What is the chastisement? Let's go into that word right quick. Let's go into it real quick. Chastisement. Chastise him, right? Yasar, right? And it says what? To chastisement. I mean, you know what? I ain't going to read all those. But let's just come on down to the point. Strong's definition. It says what? A primitive root. To chastise, literally with blows or figuratively with words. Now, what are the elders going to do? They going to take him and talk to him? No, they're not going to talk to him. They're going to chastise him with blows. And what is those blows that he's going to be chastised with? This right here. Deuteronomy 25 and verse 3. But I'm going to start at 1. If there be a controversy between men, and they come into judgment, that the judges may judge them, then they shall justify the righteous and condemn the wicked. And it shall be, if the wicked man be worthy to be beaten, that the judge shall cause him to lie down and to be beaten before his face, meaning before his eyes, meaning you see that this judgment is being carried out on him. Not being beat in your face. It's talking about he's going to be beaten with 40 stripes before your eyes, according to his fault by a certain number. 40 stripes he may give him and not exceed. Lest if he, it's like unless he should exceed and beat him above these many stripes, then thy brother shall seem vile unto thee. And that's the punishment for that man that bring up an evil name upon the sister. That's what he must be chastised with. And then after he's chastised for telling the lie, then what? Verse 19. And he shall immerse him 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel. Why 100? For 50 of the shekels is for taking of virginity. That's one. And the other 50 is for bringing a false name, an evil name upon her. See? And it says what? Give them unto the father of the damsel, because he had brought up an evil name upon the virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife, he may not put away all his days. See? Now going into the point of this, and it says what? To come down to the point, but let's get to it. I'll continue reading since I'm going to end it off. It says, but if this thing be true, and the tokens of her virginity be not found for the damsel, then what? Then shall what? Then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of the city shall stone her with stones, that she die. And this is the part when you go into Matthew, the first chapter, dealing with Gabriel telling Joseph, be not afraid to take unto thee Mary thy wife, for that which conceived the son. When he says what? For he was a just man and didn't want to make her a public example. Her being made a public example, this is what would have been happening to her. See? This would have been a public example that would have been taken upon her. See? But let's continue. Then shall they bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of the city shall stone her with stones, that she die, because she had wrought folly in Israel to play the whore in her father's house. So shalt thou put away evil from among you. Verse 22. This going into adultery. If a man be found lying with a woman married to a husband, then they shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel. If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto an husband, and a man find her in the city, and lie with her, then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of the city, and ye shall stone them with stones, that they die. The damsel, because she cried not, being in the city, and the man, because he had humbled his neighbor's wife. So thou shalt put away evil from among you. Verse 25 begin the thing where it's just talking about the rape. Various what? Various laws. It says what? But if a man find, meaning if this thing happened, find a betrothed damsel, meaning a woman that's taken and you find her in the field, and the man force her, meaning he rapes her, and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. Why he should die? Because IUIC said the man should die because he raped her. No, the man should die because he raped her. He's going to die because he went into another man's property. You damaged another man's goods. That's why he's going to die. Because why? You get to understand it of reading verse 22 to 24. Because you went into another man's property. That's why he going to die. Not because he raped her. Reading verse 26. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is the matter. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried. What did she do? This woman, this damsel, she's being raped. She's crying out. So what is this person doing? He's raping her. He want to fuck her, and she don't want to do. She no, stop! I'm taking. So he's taking it, and what happened? She crying out against it. This is why that person should be. This is why the man gonna be killed, and not the woman. And there was none to save her. And if a man, if a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed. Now this is the same act that's being committed. In verse 25. It's the same act. The only difference between the two, one woman was taken already, and another woman in this verse, down here, she's not taken. See, this is the only difference between the two. Verse 28 and verse 25, the same thing is being carried out. The only difference is one woman was already betrothed and the other one is not taken. So why ain't this person that in verse 28, why he ain't being killed? Why he got to go take the father 50 shekels of silver? He did the same act. He committed the same act as the guy in verse 25 committed. But the guy in 25, he was put to death. Why? Because that woman was taken. She was crying out against you, telling you, no, I'm taking. I don't give a fuck. I want some of this shit. And he still took it. So he had to die because he went into another man's property. Verse 28, I don't see what's the issue. Ain't nobody telling you that that's what you can go do. You see, it says right here that you can go out there and go rape somebody. Nigga, ain't nobody telling nobody to do no shit like that. But what it says, for he found her in the field, verse 27, he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her. Verse 28, and if a man find a damsel that is not a virgin, which is not betrothed, meaning she ain't taken, and lay hold on her, meaning the same act is being committed. Matter of fact, let's go grab that real quick. And lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found, the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels, and she shall be his wife, because he had humbled her. He may not put her away all his days. Now, but I want to go into this real quick. He may not put her away all of his days. Now, when you go into, let me see. When you go into the, matter of fact, let's go back. When you go into the NLT, right? Let's see what it's going to say. It says, I'm started, let me see, is that it? Well, I started 27. It says what? Deuteronomy 27 NLT. Since the man raped her out in the country, it must be assumed that she screamed, but there was no one to rescue her. Suppose a man hath intercourse with a young woman who is a virgin, but is not engaged to be married. If they are discovered, he must pay her father 50 shekels of silver. Then he must marry the young woman because he violated her. He may never divorce her as long as he lives. Now, what is the violation right here? How did he violate her? She wasn't taken by nobody. So what did he do to cause him to violate her? It ain't going into her. That ain't the violation. Because all he had to do was pay the father 50 shekels of silver, and that's good. He got her. But what is how did he violate her? Let's go into this little thing to show you pertaining to this synonym. One of the synonyms for rape is how he violated her. See this right here? I'm going to the Webster's Merriam-Webster dictionary, right? Slakia. And what you see right here, it says rape, right? Now, it says as in violation, The act of forcing a person to engage in sexual activity and especially intercourse. Let's go down. You see what it says right here? It says violation, right? You see what it says? Violation, assault, sexual assault. Now, for violation, it's pertaining to what? You're going to go into it says ravishment. And what is that? Pertaining to that violation, that word that said he violated her. What is that talking about? This is what it's talking about. Ravishment. It says as in violation. The act of forcing a person to engage in sexual activity, especially intercourse. See? You see what it says. So let's go back to it. So let's read that again. Deuteronomy 22 and 29 in the NLT. He must pay her father 50 pieces of silver. Then he must marry the young woman. He already did when he took her. Because he violated her. What does he do? Because he violated? Because he raped her. And he may never divorce her as long as he lived. See that? So was this man killed? According to IUIC, they saying in verse 29, 25 was talking about, yeah, because he raped her, that's why he was killed. No, he was killed because he fucked another man's property. See? And what did this man do in verse 29? He had to pay the father 50 shekels. Why? Because you break, you buy. That's the point. You break it, you buy it. You break it, you pay for it. See? He broke that virginity, he got to pay for it. And now this is yours. See? And that's all it is. See? And ain't nobody telling nobody else to go and wait. This is just, he's telling you, if this thing be done when we was in our land, if this thing be done, then this is how you supposed to conduct the situation. This is how you're supposed to deal with the situation. This is how you're supposed to conduct yourself dealing with this particular matter. See, and these are your instructions to do this and do that and do this, do that. That's all it's saying. When this arises, you ain't finna go get no motherfucker body right now. Hey man, I raped your daughter, and hey, I'm gonna take this money, man. You know, yeah, now that ain't happening. You ain't doing that here. What you gonna be done here is you gonna be convicted of a crime. See, and let's end off with this Romans one. Romans 13th chapter. And let's grab that, and matter of fact, I'll grab that in the NLT also. Romans 13th chapter in the NLT. Everyone must submit to the governing authorities, for all authority comes from Yahweh, and those in positions of authority have been placed there by Yahweh. So anyone who rebels against the authority is rebelling against what Yahweh has instituted, and they will be punished. So in this law right now, this is the Edomites' kingdom. So they set up in their kingdom that, look, if you rape somebody, you're going to be convicted. So what are you doing in this place? You ain't nobody teaching you, telling you to go rape somebody and to go take their father 50 shekels. You ain't doing that here. You're going to be punished. You're going to be convicted. Why? Because this is what it says. What it says here. So anyone who rebels against the authority is rebelling against what Yahweh has instituted. So these Edomites been placed in their position as a part of their blessing, but their shit is almost up. So until then, hey, you can't do it. You can't do it. Or you're going to be punished by these motherfuckers that's in authority. See, why? Because it ain't expedient to you to do it. See, although it might be lawful for you to do it, but in this place, it's not expedient unto you to do it. See? So I ran my mouth long enough, and I'm going to end it off there. All praise be to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim, B'chaha, Kodash, Shalom, Yasharala, Wa, Abad, Babal.